You mentioned one of the crews that you got in was UPN.
Mm-hmm.
How were you introduced to that crew? And what made you decide to join it?
UPN, you know, in high school, you got those, in high school, you got those, either groups and cliques. So you know how everyone stands together before they start school in the morning? They were just one of those people. Like, I was hanging out with a dude that did breakdancing. He'll go stand over next to him, and then I started standing next to him. And I just started going over there and hanging out with him before school started, first period started out, or was it homeroom. Before the first class started, I'd hang out with them, and then they'll be exchanging black books, graffiti magazines. What's that? Big Times. Big Times was getting passed around. We're looking at all the graffiti, Canadian graffiti magazines. We're looking at all of it, and that's how I got introduced. I just started hanging out with them in the mornings, and then I started trying to do my name with them, and they're like, "Nah, you toy." But on the homie level from UPN decided to give me a chance, and I was toy, but I guess he seen my potential, so he took me out bombing my first night. We had a hot spot on Washington and Normandy. The TKOs that had it. The TKOs were big back then. They had smacked up the whole wall. Jail had it. Jail had it, and I don't know. There was someone else from TKO that had it, but I remember Jail had that wall. And I went out there. It was like 8:30 at night. I was like, I'm gonna do it like Hope 2. I'm gonna do it like GK. And I did it. I hit the wall, and that shit was horrible. It was fucking horrible. It was nasty. It was a very, very toy.
Was UPN an established crew?
No. When I got into UPN was only around for about 3 years. UPN was created back in 1997. The W2K was a South Central crew that created UPN. W2K was big back in the day, in the 90s, big crew in South Central. One of the members, I think a few of the members of W2K wanted to create UPN. They wanted to create a crew that was strictly about graffiti, about art, and about hip hop. And they got some heads in, and I came around. I got an UPN, I think, in 2000.
Do you know who were some of the original members of UPN that got it off the ground?
Yeah. Chase, Fib, or he changed his name to Senile River, Edge, Think, Area 51, User, Agent 21. Those are the main ones that got off the ground, because we used to go deep. We go to the Belmont tunnels, and Chase was like the man. Chase was the one that had the most style, and we'll go hit the Belmont tunnels back in 2000. Rest in peace, Belmont tunnels. That's a treasure that a lot of graph riders missed out on. That has a lot of history there, and I'm glad I got to experience it.
How do you join UPN? Do they recruit you? Do you ask to be let in? How does that whole thing go down?
Well, back in that time, you just had to kick it. You had to come around. You had to. They had to know you. And they had to know who you were and know what you're about, and if you're a decent person, to be down with the crew, because you want to maintain a certain type of chemistry, a certain kind of energy with the crew. So they had to make sure I was cool. I know a lot of people didn't want me in. There's a few heads that didn't want me in UPN because they said I was toy. But there's a few that I was out. There were, I guess, the people that didn't want me in were outvoted because they said I had the heart, I had the passion, and hopefully it'll pay off and I'll evolve. And I'm thankful to those people because I felt like I did evolve in a lot of different ways.